to our communities. All right, everybody. Hey, kids, make sure you share this video, to different Facebook pages and people, letting everybody know what we're doing. Uh, Want to say shout out to my man Hen. What's going on, man?
Hey man, everything is everything, man.
Yeah,
I was getting ready to say everything's good, but that would be selfish to say when you see all the craziness that's going on right now. But
right.
we have to stay focused in our surroundings and be in the most heavenly state at all times.
Yeah, absolutely. With everything that's going on, um, so we wanted to. Because I'm glad you jumped right into it. We wanted to encourage everyone to join us in this awesome opportunity to reach people with what you wear. We're walking billboard. There's a reason why billboards are out there. There's a reason why advertising's on cars and trucks and planes and all of this other stuff. Those billboards advertise something, they send a message. And we're asking you guys to help us send a message. And that is to inspire people to live on a higher level and to inspire people. So we have a bunch of inspirational clothing brands that we want you guys to support. Hey, can you tell them a little bit about yours?
Yes, I'm the owner of Faith Clothing Brand. Faith is an acronym for all individuals that hustle. Hustle being a synonym of work, hard work. And, faith without works is dead. So we just encourage everybody who wears this brand to remember, it starts with faith. It starts with the principle, that substance of faith. And, faith is everything. It's cool and all that, but you already know it's a dead substance if you're not putting the work, the hustle in. So that's what this brand is about, and it's to remind people, keep God first, and let Him govern you, but you got to put your work in.
And so what we're doing is because of everything that's going on in the world today, uh, everything that's going on. I'm gonna make sure we put this up here. Everything that's going on in the world today, with all the violence, all the shootings, all the stuff, we realize that people are inside their heads and they're flipping out. Maybe some people don't know of what faith means and that interpretation of faith. Maybe they've never heard the term faith before. Maybe they don't know. There you go. Leave it up there a little bit longer. That was just enough to blink. There you go. So sometimes my kids are running. They're helping us put the pictures up so we can just talk freely. So they're helping us display with everyone the different styles and brands of the shirts. So what we're doing is we're coming together as one conglomerate, promoting inspirational clothing, where you guys are being walking billboards, helping us keep people inspired. Um, because if people's the battle that's going on inside of the mind, that is the real reason why we're seeing people flip out, go crazy. If right before someone is about to flip out, if they see someone wearing a faith shirt, that's something that could really happen. You know what's funny about people who don't listen? I clearly told Ezekiel to show the different styles of shirt, like show your brand, my brand, and then show William T. Starr's brand. And instead, he just whatever. He pretends to listen. There you go. Now you're there. You go. Now you're listening. All right. So, but oh my gosh. Crystal's daughter just walked past. She gets on my last nerves. Anyway, folks, the point is that we I'm trying to stay safe, y'all. The idea is to create inspirational clothing that inspires people, keeps people motivated, keeps people, in a good place. And right, just imagine that right before someone's about to snap, someone's about to go crazy, and they see, never give up. it's almost impossible not to see that as, wow, we actually have a shirt that says "Don't give up." It's almost impossible not to see that as a message. We have so when someone's ready to give up and then they walk past someone else saying keep the faith, or saying faith for all individuals that hustle, that might be the motivating word that changes people. And do you and I'd just like for you to speak on, some of the struggles that, being a father, being an entrepreneur, and even some of the times when you feel like giving up. I share mine publicly all the time, but talk about those times when you feel like giving up, but you think about the brand and kind of like that internal battle, but for whatever reason you keep fighting.
I mean, one thing that I feel is important to explain about the substance faith. It's supposed to, it's that substance that carries you through that time of darkness or that time of doubt. Um, People think, just because you're walking one with the Most High Christ, or it's like everything's supposed to just be okay, and that there's not supposed to be any obstacles or things that come in your way to knock you down. There's going to be things that knock you down, and that's what makes faith so important. Faith is like, what, just because I'm down, it doesn't necessarily mean that I'm out. It means that I have to pay attention. I have to submit. I have to reach out to a source that's higher than me. And a lot of times, and speaking of my own testimony, how it relates, how it's significant to me, it's those moments of doubt and darkness where I find myself in a corner and I'm just like, all right, I can no longer do this my way. I have to reach out. I have to look up, and I have to pray. I have to meditate, manifest, that good energy from the Most High. Um, just just submit, and just know that a lot of times we try to take things matters in our own hands as humans, but we got to remember it's a divine, it's a divine purpose, it's a divine course. We were created um, for a purpose, and you know so when we go through those moments, it's that faith that keeps us going when and uh, it's that substance that'll keep you from um, thinking in a low frequency. It keeps you at a higher frequency, and that lower frequency self is what causes people to give up, and then they start acting out in their emotions, living in listening to that voice in their head, that negative voice in their head. But
Yeah,
just
I think that it's easier to believe the negative stuff about ourselves and about reality and about everything. So, I think that is the situation, is that it's easier to believe just the negative, and what we need is what I call spiritual nourishment and even spiritual reinforcement. So let's say we're not going to get that encouragement from our family and friends, right?
mhm.
This is the opportunity that we're asking everybody to participate in and participate on, and with us, is we're asking everybody to get inspiration, start investing in inspirational clothing, right? Start investing in the faith brand, the Coming Soon Jesus brand, the give. GG2G means give glory to God. Give glory to God. Uh, and the reality is, when you start investing in inspirational clothing, you don't realize that you're actually becoming a walking billboard promoting positivity. If somebody is about to flip out, they're not going to tell everybody they're about to flip out. So the more people we can have out there where they're seeing messages being sent to them, the more stimulating it becomes. So if I know I'm about to snap and I walk past somebody that has a faith shirt on and it says for all individuals that hustle, I might separate myself from the victimization mindset and say, yeah, I was trying to get people to support me, but I was being pretty lazy. I wasn't doing my best. Was I really hustling? Or it could cause me to think about the people that never gave up. Because when you think about someone who's hustling, you think about somebody who's working hard. It's like, did I really give my best? So when I think about giving up, usually it starts off where I want to be the victim, but then I realize there were things that I could have did to change things. If I think about when I'm getting ready to give in to hatred and give in to anger, and somebody walks up wearing a shirt that says love and with a picture of Christ on a cross, and I think, oh man, Father, forgive them for they know not what they do. If we go all day and all we ever see is t-shirts and messages of death and destruction and money and greed, and all we see, we're asking you to be a part of this new phenomenon. We're going to try to push back on a lot of that negativity by investing in inspirational products, inspirational clothing. If you look at the ticker, that blue line that's going across, all of our website information, Cash App information is up there. Help us inspire people. We don't need any more suicides. We don't need any. We're making these inspirational messages because of the simple fact that we know that we're doing our best to keep people positive, motivated, because it's working on us. The truth of the matter is there are days where Hen and myself, we want to throw in the towel. But because we're attached to this, we can't. Because we believe in what we do. Sometimes we want to give up. But I literally make a brand that's called Don't Give Up. So then I have to absorb and feel all this pain from lack of support, all this other stuff, and legitimately make myself get up because we make a brand that says don't give up. Our product is resisting giving up. Our product is resisting. So we're in the inspirational clothing line, which means clothing business, which means our job is to inspire people. And you out there watching, please share this because you can help us spread the inspiration. When Do you mind telling the testimony of how the Faith brand came about, Hen?
Yeah, absolutely. So the way the Faith clothing brand came about, I was at a time where I was, um, I mean, so
You can
Faith.
be as real as you want to be.
I'm sorry.
I said you can be as real as you need to be.
Oh yeah, yeah. So basically, wow, I've I never told a story like this, but like you said, this is about being real. Faith really came about to not throw in the towel. I was selling another brand. I was helping a brother out with his brand, and um, as we grew, we started going in different directions. When we first got into the clothing brand aspect of our hustle, um, there was no blueprint, so we were learning as we were growing, and it was more of a calling, and it was me just helping my brother out, and I remember just going through. It started off real cool, but then actually taking on the purpose of being in the mall. Um, and I'm gonna give you this story because I'm gonna give a backstory after this. But being in the mall and selling his, helping my brother out with his brand, and it started off really good, but then things started to spiral backwards, and I started to learn about the downside of running a clothing brand in the mall. And I remember one day trying to figure out, I'm like, yo, what can I do to help increase this situation, because the way it was set up, not giving too many details about how the business structure was set up, because we were, like I said, learning at the time. We were both learning, and I was trying to think of a way. I'm like, listen, I'm gonna have to figure out something to uh, to have ownership for, to be able to call more shots and be able to kind of do things, to help me and my family and my legacy, and not be so uh, restricted to the way that the business was going with the other brand. And then so I'm just driving. I'm like, God, what do I do? And then it was just like, boom, I just hear a voice in my head, just say, faith, have faith, keep hustling, faith for all individuals that's hustling. And I said, what? And boom, it just hit me, literally just driving in the city of Norfolk. And then, yeah, so I sat on that concept for about a good year. And then when me and my partner, me and my business partner, with the other brand, we actually, um, went our separate ways. And like I said, it wasn't anything, it wasn't like a negative thing. It was literally about growing into who, we were to become. And so I remember not being able to get out of my lease at the mall. And I remember the leasing manager or whatever, she sent a message saying, hey, look, you signed a lease for another year, so you're stuck here. She was like, so, you might have to just figure out another product to sell or something. And I'm like, okay, I can't even get out the lease if I wanted to. I remember talking to my mother at the time, and I said, Mom, this is, I'm in a crazy situation. I'm no longer participating with the other brand. Um, what I don't know what to do, And my mom was like, she reminded me, she was like, yo, what was that other brand you was thinking about that one time? I was like, faith for all. And like I said, I thought about for all individuals that's hustling, but I remember talking to a good friend of mine, and when I gave him the idea, he's the one that helped like secure. He's like, nah, you should say for all individuals that hustle, period. You know, and I'm like, okay, yeah, that sounds even better, because hustling can, it could be stuck to one demographic, but people who hustle, period, it just is a widespread thing. You're talking doctors, lawyers, janitors, first responders, coaches, athletes, anybody who puts in work and keeps faith in the process. So I remember my mom refreshing in my memory about the brand, and she said, what was the brand called? I said, faith for all individuals that hustle. She said, all right, it's time to really exercise that. Have faith and get your hustle on. Move with that brand. You learn, you were in that position to learn and grow and figure, find out what your purpose is. Now it's time to go and move out on faith. And so literally, it took about a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks for me to, I found somebody who could help press up the shirts and stuff. Um, and then, the rest was history. I put my first, September 13th, 2019 is when I put my first Faith clothing brand items on display in Lynn Haven Mall. And yeah, it's been up ever since. And then it's been down, and it's been up, it's been down. All right. But when I look back at it, um, I remember back maybe about it was about 13 years ago. It was a while ago. It was, my younger, lower frequency self. Um, I was in the streets, and you know I wasn't, when I say it was in the street, I was still like I kept a good balance with it, but I was dibbling dabbling and selling drugs, and hanging out with a lot of the wrong type of energy. And I remember this one guy that I was I was selling to. I remember him basically being I remember him telling me that this wasn't my role in life. He's like, I know this is how we met, but this is not your path. You have something greater ahead of you. And he said, you're not ready yet, though. And I remember he proceeded to pick up a leaf in my garage. And in the garage, he he closes his eyes and then he opens them. And he said, and this guy was already high under the influence too. But I had to overlook the 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 substance and the nature of whatever he was under. But I it was like the first time that I really felt that set apart spirit, that Holy Spirit,
Yeah.
and it had my attention. And he said, "Yo, you see this leaf right here? I'll pretend this is the leaf." He said, "You see this leaf right here? This leaf is if I was taught that this leaf was God, and I was taught to pray in this leaf and celebrate holidays behind this leaf and give all my glory to this leaf and lifestyle behind this leaf. Who's to tell me that I'm wrong?" I didn't know where he was going with it. I'm like, man, this guy's high, man. Get it, But then he puts the leaf down and he says, I say that to say this. He says, I don't know what you believe in and you don't know what I believe in, but I'm more than certain that we both believe in a higher power. And I said, yeah, I do. He's like, well, that higher power is using me to give you this message right now. So, like I said, now I got my hairs standing up. I feel the chills. I know this is something spiritual. And, out of all them years that I've been in church and, there was Wednesdays, Fridays, twice on Sundays, grandma being an ordained minister. And this was the first time that I really felt that spirit get my attention. And so then he tells me that message. He says, this ain't my role in life. I have something greater ahead of me. But then he also proceeds to say that um, he had this vision that I was going to be in this place where there was going to be hundreds of people. He's like, multitudes of people going to be passing you on daily. He said they're going to be passing you left, right, front, back, and they're going to flock to you, and they're gonna flock to you because of your message, and they're going to support you for your message. And I remember at the time, I'm like, is he saying I'm going to be a pastor of a mega church or something? Like, that's the only thing I could think of at the time. I'm 21 years old, 36 now. So fast forward to, and what's crazy is that very next day, I remember him trying to get some drugs from me. And I'm just like, no, man, like, wait, how can I do that after that, that moment yesterday, man? And remember he was saying, like, he was like, listen, I don't know exactly what happened, man, but I know something went down in yesterday, but I need that. It was like that spirit was off of him, and it was like he acknowledged that he does have a gift to allow God to use him to spread messages. He was a messenger for me, but I remember him being out of it. Like, it was the next day. He was like, all right, forget what happened yesterday. Like, I need them drugs today. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I couldn't go back to that, And so fast forward, as in my opening week at Lynn Haven Mall, I remember a guy coming up to, one of my first customers, and I remember him just saying, "Oh, wow, I love the message, man. I gotta support this." And I'm like, and as I'm looking around, I'm like, "Oh shoot, I'm at a kiosk. I'm at a kiosk in the middle of the mall, right in front of Victoria's Secret, and there's people passing left, right, front, and back. It's basically a kiosk." And I just remember my mind being blown away, man. Like, this guy seen this a decade ago, and I'm here now. I'm here. And it's moments like that I have to really, really remember um, what my purpose is and why I started and what this brand is all about and how this was a calling on my life. And I'm here to just, continue to share it and spread it, and I'm just, I mean, at times I'm like, yo, why me? Why me? But then I think back, back to when I was a little kid and how this was always like a prophecy on me. There was a lot of people saying I was going to be in the ministry or I was going to be a leader, and you know, I'm not the follower type, And then my parents being uh, heavy people of faith, they had a unique way of um, exercising their faith and um, searching so many different avenues to like figure this thing out, but faith was always a substance that I had from a young child. So it only made sense once I got old enough to actually embody that energy and to own a brand called Faith for all individuals that hustle.
And uh, this is the one of the other things that's significant. Like with your mom, can you explain that a little bit?
Yeah, yeah. So as I transitioned from the other brand into selling Faith Clothing brand. So remember September 13th of 2019 was when I put the first items on display. That's when I first launched it, and so about you figure a month after that moment, um, less than a month later, I remember talking to my mother. My mother called me from Tennessee. She was living in Tennessee at the time. My mom was 50 and I was 33 at the time. So, if you know anything significant about that age 33, um, it was a very pivotal moment for me. All right. Um, so I remember it was, so September 13th is when it launched. So October 10th of 2019. Like I said, less than a month later, my mom calls me and she was just telling me how proud she was, how proud she was of the transition and how, how I kept my faith and look, you're here now. She's like, you did it. And she was just telling me how proud she was and just to stay focused and keep going and that it's not going to get easier, but it's going to be okay. And she said, you make sure you continue, um, you just continue to be a vessel because my mom was a very prophetic too. And my mother, she had this vision. She said, you know what? There's going to be some crazy things that's going to go down in this country, like very soon. Now, remember, this is October 10th of 2019. We're having this conversation. And she and if you remember, after you know a few weeks, a couple months later, what goes down in this country. you know, that was October 2019. You know what happens. You get the protests and then the COVID and the quarantine and all that stuff. 2020 just came and just changed the whole game up for us. But my mother, she foreseen that. She said, um, but stay focused because the world is really going to need your message, and your message is going to speak to a lot of people. And she said, not only is it going to help our family, it's going to help our people in general. It's going to help tremendously. And then I have this song called Money on the Way. And she said, make sure that song Money on the Way, make sure you continue to push that song till the wheels fall off because you're going to manifest a lot of great energy with that song right there. So I said, okay, cool. And she's like, she was taking my great grandmother around that day. Um, so she was like, all right, son, I'm going to talk to you later. And I'm having this conversation with her, at the kiosk. I'm standing at the kiosk in the mall. I had just opened up for the day, and she's telling me like, all right, you stay focused. I love you. I'm gonna see you in a little bit. You know, and that was it. And then my mom passes away the very next day. So the significance of that moment is like, wow, my mom, and it wasn't like she was on her deathbed or anything either. I know she was on dialysis, but my mom was 50 years old. She was taking my great grandmother around that day. So it wasn't like, nobody was expecting her to just, pass away the next day. And she gracefully passed too. Like um she passed away in her sleep, just a peaceful transition at 50 years old. But I remember I remember just being at peace about it in the beginning because it was like, whoa, what was that all about? Did she know? Or was that like led? Why less than a month after I transitioned into one of the most important things in my life, one of the most important elements that's going to continue my legacy for my children. Um, one of the greatest creations, the greatest accomplishments that is going to help people in general. My mom was able to help me transition, and she was able to see the transition. She was able to see it a month after it started, literally less than a month after it started. And
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So it's just like, and then boom, she checks out. And then, so I was obedient, and I started, I did I shot a music video for that Money on the Way song. And, I have the song playing in the mall. That song has touched so many people. It has moved people in a great way. And yes, it's
Inspired people. Yeah.
inspired people. People try to swagger jack my energy and all that, you know what I'm saying, behind the song. But it's just like, wow, mom seen something, mom knew something. And, so it's moments like that where I want to, I might feel like giving up, or people might give their advice and say, well, you need to stop doing this, or you should not do that, or why do you continue to push that one song, and what, you know what I mean? But it's just like, I have to go back and remember the purpose of it all, and that's what keeps me going, man. And I'm thankful for my mother and that energy that she left,
Yeah, and so and this is why it's so important for everybody to really understand why we're in the mall, what we're doing. Now we coming soon, Jesus, we wouldn't be in Lynn Haven Mall if it wasn't for this brother. When I saw that he was in the mall, I went up to him and said, "Listen, man, I'm not trying to step on anybody's territory, or if I didn't even know if he was territorial or not. I was like, look, man, I want to come in peace and love." And he was like, "No, we need more inspiration. We need more, no more businesses from the faith. We need more of this." And he genuinely was like dead serious at like encouraging that. He was like, yo, we want more people in the faith, we want more people. And so since we've been there, like two more other inspirational things have opened up. There's a guy that does hand carving of like faith-based themes, and then there was another guy named God's Gang that was there. But they, the rent during the mall goes extremely high, which is one of the reasons why, you know, it gets very difficult, and we have to really push into our faith, and we really have to grind hard during the month of November and December because the rent skyrockets, and we notice that they start treating us a little different, because we're the kiosk people, we're not the main store people, but the impact that's made. And this brother told us, when he said that to us, we had no idea how powerful just being there. And I try to explain to people, us being there is the ministry side. The amount of people that they straight up told us they were coming to the mall to buy the clothes that they were going to kill themselves in. We've had people getting ready to snap and go crazy, and they're waiting for a message from God. And when they turn the corner, they see our kiosk there. Um,
That's the blessing behind it all. I have countless stories like that. That's and you don't when you're moving at a
you
pace
don't appreciate it at first.
and being genuine with what you do. You're not taking notes and keeping records of the people that you inspire and
Yeah.
basically help save, man. Because I mean, there's been times I've been walking at Mount Trashmore, and I see somebody and they're wearing a faith shirt and they say, "Oh my gosh, to see you here right now is such a blessing because I was just in a suicidal mind state." That's why I came out here, because I saw one of your videos and I saw how you were out here and this is where you connect at and da 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 da, and it's just like, so to bump into them and get that that confirmation. Or I've seen people in the mall and they be like, you know what, a voice. I was praying today, and they said get up and go to Lynn Haven Mall because I was losing my faith. And I come in and I turn the corner and I see a stand that says faith.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's like like I said, I have countless stories, man, that kind of confirm how people are really blessed when with our works.
And this is what I'm talking about, people. When you guys invest in inspirational clothing, and we've already made people who don't care about anybody, we've made them millions of dollars. And look at where we are as a society. Look at where we are as a culture. We've made millionaires. We've made people millionaires who will never care about us or our children or our people or our country. We've made so many of the wrong people millionaires by buying their clothes. What I'm asking you to do is to help us empower our communities by being on purpose, being intentional, and buying inspirational clothing. And again, the websites and is up here if you want to just invest. The two different cash apps are up here. If the websites are also up here with everything that's going on. We just had a mass shooting in Chesapeake, Virginia, and I'm actually working on getting an inspirational clothing section made in Walmart that keeps people positive, keeps people inspired. We need to keep people like we've already done the test. I've been doing Coming Soon Jesus for over 20 years. And I'm telling you, I have seen the difference when people see inspiration, especially in their time of need. I have seen what ends up happening. Our message shirts, our message brands, Faith Clothing Brand, GG2G, which is give God, give glory to God. Uh, you got to understand we're doing this on purpose. We're being intentional, but we need you to be intentional and go to our websites, get the products, get the shirts, get the hoodies, and get the jackets. Ezekiel, is there a picture of the coat up there that you were supposed to put up there when I asked you to put a picture of the coat? Because I would love for people to see the coat. But you know, and make sure when you panic to put the picture of the coat up there that you take the picture down that's up right now so that we can talk before you because he gonna be like, oh snap, let me put the picture up here real quick and then leave the picture. Okay, so he's already panicking, leaving the picture up here. Got it. So the thing is that yeah, exactly. That's another one you left up, but okay. But the thing is that we need you guys to help us empower the community. There's a hoodie right there. Stay right there, Ezekiel. We need you guys to help us empower people in a unique and strategic way. When you support the Faith brand and when you support the Coming Soon Jesus brand or any of our products, you're helping us inspire people. You're helping us get people to not give up. Can you, I was talking about the jacket, Ezekiel, not just the hoodie, but I was talking about the jacket. Try to show a picture of the jacket. Hey, do you think you can go grab your jacket real quick?
Um, yes, I can. One
Ezekiel, take the picture. Well, not yet. Take the picture down, Ezekiel. So he's going to be coming. So I'm getting phone calls. Uh, he's going to get the jacket. This jacket is amazing. So what we're doing is we're asking everybody to get involved. We have another brother who has "Give God the Glory." His shirt's coming up. You don't have it on you?
um, see, I'm at mother-in-law's house, and I got one of the kids to go put it up in his room. But I'm about to pull up a picture of it real quick. Um,
Yeah. So this
like,
is so awesome for me because I asked my kids to do stuff and I say, do it immediately so you don't forget. So that when
no,
the time comes, yeah. And this is hilarious because I asked him like 3 days ago to put it on the StreamYard so I could use it. And then there it is. There
there.
it is. Yeah. They just put it up there now. But now, kids, this is what I'm talking about not procrastinating. So I want you guys to know when you procrastinate, this is what happens. But so I'm not going to address that. But boy, when we get off this live, woo, because I be telling them to do stuff, and they don't be listening. So man, but it's Thanksgiving, so however, tomorrow's coming. Anyway, this is the jacket. Amazing jacket. We also when you look at that, man, it's so well thought out, so done so well. Uh, all you have to do is go to Faith Clothing Brand, and it's up there. We're trying to inspire people strategically, guys. There are people out there spending $80 on a M&M the candy jacket. Okay, there are people spending on Skittles and all this other stuff. We're trying to, on purpose, make sure you don't know if someone is about to commit suicide standing behind you. We want to send inspirational messages out there, and you guys can help us do that. Uh, show the coming soon Jesus beanie that we have, guys. Oh wait, it's not up there either because I'm looking at it right now. I asked you guys to do that a couple days ago, and you didn't do that yet. So here we go again. So, but anyway, the fact is that if you look at this jacket, if you look at the beanie, he does it in such a unique way. This is top quality stuff, folks, and I'm telling you guys, this is an opportunity for us to make a difference. We can be walking billboards of inspiration. We've already made millions and millions of people, or thousands of people. We've made people millionaires on dumb stuff. These people that look at the toxicity of our culture and how toxic and we've got a shirt. There's a product that's called Death Row, right? Death Row. We literally have we promote Death Row, right? Well, we made a shirt called Life Row, Life Row Eternal. I think they got deleted already, but we have a Life Row shirt. Um, we're trying to compete with the mindset of the people, and that's what I'm trying to explain to you guys. Is that this is a huge opportunity for us to make a difference in a real way in people's lives in real time. But we need you to be a part of this. We need you to help us out. We need you to stand by and stand with us in this situation because we genuinely can't make it without you. We need you guys in our corner. Um, we need people that are doing this on purpose. You know what I mean? That are purposely saying, I will invest in inspirational clothing. And again, the websites are up here. So you guys can see the websites. You can see the Cash App. You might say, hey, I'm not a t-shirt person, but I'll give you guys a cash. Cool. But I just wanted to say, there's the beanie right there. Oh, let me take this down. Uh, so you guys can see the whole beanie. There's our beanies. We do have a program called Hoodies for the Homeless. We have a program called Hoodies for the Homeless where you guys purchase the hoodie and we donate it to, all you got to do is go to, comingsoonjesus.org. I'm going to make a quick commercial. I'm going to show you guys real quick what Hoodies for the Homeless is about. And we'll be right back with my man in the man himself, owner of Faith Clothing Brand. Here we go.
Hi, I'm Robert Shepard. America has approximately 580,000. Hi, I'm Robert Shepard. America has approximately 580,000 homeless people. Hi, I'm Robert Shepard. America has approximately...
Is the video not showing? Ezekiel, take the overlay off. Ezekiel, yeah.
Hi, I'm Robert Shepard. America has approximately 580,000 homeless people. My area of Virginia estimates 5,783 people living on the streets. A Google search can show the homeless number in your state. You can make a difference. Please send a message that God loves the homeless and has not forgotten them. Go to www.comingsoonjesus.org and click on Fundraising. Purchase the Coming Soon Jesus t-shirt or hoodie. The CSJ team delivers the shirts and hoodies to homeless shelters, churches, and even directly to the homeless. Together, we can make a difference. Together, we can help the homeless. Please go to www.comingsoonjesus.org. Purchase a t-shirt or hoodie for the homeless today. God bless you as you bless the homeless.
I don't hear anything. Can you hear me? I see your mouth moving, but I don't hear anything. New Haven comes.
Hi, I'm Robert Shepard. America has approximately 580,000 homeless people. My area of Virginia estimates 5,783 people living on the streets. A Google search can show the homeless number in your state. You can make a difference. Please send a message that God loves the homeless and has not forgotten them. Go to www.comingsoonjesus.org and click on Fundraising. Purchase the Coming Soon Jesus t-shirt or hoodie. The CSJ team delivers the shirts and hoodies to homeless shelters, churches, and even directly to the homeless. Together, we can make a difference. Together, we can help the homeless. Please go to www.comingsoonjesus.org. Purchase a t-shirt or hoodie for the homeless today. God bless you as you bless the homeless.
All right. It looks like we're still live. I'm not sure what's going on right now, but listen, we want to make sure y'all are supporting the mission right now. Support what's going on. You know, you got faithclothingbrand.com. You can go to faithclothingbrand.com and see whatever product that best suits you or it makes a good gift for somebody close to you. Faithclothingbrand.com, or you could just cash app Faith Clothing Brand, $ Faith Clothing Brand. And don't forget about the CSJ team, the Coming Soon Jesus team. Make sure you cash app CSJ $CSJ team, or go to www.comingsoonjesus.org. All right. So, you know, this is what we're doing, y'all. We're just working towards inspiring the people and being walking billboards of positivity, you know, good messages, and just letting people know that there's greatness around the corner. You know, you don't have to stay stuck in these dark feelings and moods that you're in. Just remember to have faith. All right. Remember what's coming soon. You know what I'm saying? Just stay focused, y'all, on positivity. Don't give up. Don't give up at all. And there's, you know, when we see this, it's like, you know, that when I want to manifest greatness, I start by writing it down on a piece of paper. You know, when you want to manifest something, it starts with putting having a thought. But when you actually record it, you record it in terms of writing it down and then believing it and then looking at it and seeing it over and over again. Then the universe has no choice but to acknowledge it, you know, because you're seeing it repeatedly over and over again. So that's what's so important about what you wear on your body, you know. When you see these billboards and how just look at how powerful the golden arches are. You know, you see those golden arches, you know, it's time to go get a Happy Meal, you know, or get a Big Mac or whatever, you know. So when you're out there wearing this, you don't know whose life you could be saving by just wearing these positive messages. So please, y'all, we encourage y'all to keep this thing going with us. All right. We need the energy to extend beyond us. All right. So we just spread that good message. Make sure y'all go to faithclothingbrand.com, faithclothingbrand.com. It'll be so much appreciated. Comingsoonjesus.org, or $ Faith Clothing Brand, $ CSJ team. All right. We need y'all help. We need it. We would appreciate it. And, you know, help us help the world. Keep it positive, you know, because we all we got, y'all. There's so much negativity going on. This is really one of the best solutions that we do have. You know, all of us working together to push out the positivity. Like Duke said earlier, you know, you got people wearing, you know, they wear their favorite football team, you know, and swear behind, you know, what's his name, Elliott, Ezekiel Elliott. You know what I'm saying? freaking Emmett Smith jerseys, and you know what I'm saying? People that you've never met, you know, hey, God bless those guys too. But you know what I'm saying? You know, we need the same type of energy that faith that you have in your football team that you're not playing for. You're just literally, you know, yelling at a TV or saving up money to go, you know, watch them beat up on each other for 2 hours or whatever. You know, let's take some of that energy and put it into wearing a positive message. You know, have that same faith that you have in the Dallas Cowboys, have it in yourself, have it in the world, have it in your brother and neighbor and stuff, you know. And you know what I mean? Let's just keep on pushing this positivity, y'all. You know, the same energy is needed, you know. So definitely faithclothingbrand.com or $ faith clothing brand on Cash App. Same thing, CSJ team, coming soon Jesus.org.